Hello, my name is Cheryl Powers. I teach AP Biology and AP Environmental Science at the Kate School in Carpinteria, California. And last summer I worked in the chemistry department at UCSB with a graduate student who was trying to create a better catalyst for a catalytic converter using gold nanoparticles. And the activity I created that has something to do with the research that I did last summer has to do with students understanding catalytic converters and the importance of nanoparticles in catalytic converters. The lesson that I created has to do with catalysts, not catalysts for car exhaust, but catalysts that students could actually visualize in the laboratory and also understand the basic principles of trying to create particles of a particular size, and what difference does it make that how much surface area, what about the shape of the particles and the size of the particles in terms of their activity, if the particles are actually going to act as a catalyst. Okay, so after the alginate and manganese dioxide and glass mixture is prepared, you would distribute small amounts of this to each lab group, and then give the students the challenge of trying to create different sized particles, because when the alginate manganese dioxide glass mixture hits calcium chloride, it changes to a semi-solid form. And so they would use droppers to simply drop the mixture into the solution, and they can experiment with droppers that they would make of different size. If I can get some to drop into the solution here. Of course, nothing will drop in here. And after they create spheres and cylinders and other shapes, then I would invite the students to see if they could actually make spheres of a particular shape. Spheres that are either really big, and make 10 of them. The challenge is to make 10 of them that are approximately the same size. And so they would have pretty quickly figured out how to make different shapes, and using droppers, cutting the dropper in different ways, you can get different sizes of spheres. Now, originally I thought that the students could use vernier calipers to rather precisely measure the spheres, but it turns out to be quite a bit.
You're hearing a bird clock behind us.
It turns out to be a lot easier for, sorry. Okay, all right, so originally I had thought that students could measure the spheres, the diameter of the spheres and the cylinders with the vernier calipers. And if you have a classroom set of those and students already know how to use them, that certainly is good practice. But if time is an issue in your classroom, then using millimeter rulers actually works out pretty well for estimating the diameter of the spheres and the length of the cylinders, as well as the diameter of the cylinders. Okay, so after the students have made some shapes, cylinders and spheres, in order to handle them and measure them, you will need to take a piece of screen, and it could be something as simple as plastic screen that you can get at any hardware store, and put it in, could be simply another beaker or a plastic cup, and you pour the solution through the screen, and then simply take some tap water and rinse the structures with tap water. and then they're ready to be measured. Okay, so once the students have had some good practice in making spheres of a particular size or cylinders of a size that they like, it's time for the students to see what this actually does, see the chemical reaction. And a great way to actually visualize this reaction is to take some hydrogen peroxide and pour it over a few of their spheres that they've now put in a petri dish, and use a stereoscope or dissecting microscope